Sorry, picnic. But looks like we are back into the game here, ladies and gentlemen. 48 minutes into the game right now. The stream just randomly went offline for whatever reason. I have no idea why. The game is taking so long that even the stream can't handle it, having to restart on its own accord. Raise your picnic baskets. And look at this. You know this game went this long when Radley's actually just irradiating single... he's just irradiating single lurker eggs. Oh man, what a game. This is like... I feel like this should be like quite an entertaining game, but it's so hard to find it entertaining. It just feels like this game's been dragged on for a very long time. You know, Bakuryu, he is in complete control, and he has the mineral bank and the gas bank. Just hasn't been able to close it out just yet. Radley, you know, working off of one base of mining. Bakuryu actually has no mining. He don't think he has going for himself just the gas. So Bakuryu's actually mined out. But he does have the mineral bank for himself. You know, that's his retirement loans. It's his retirement money there for himself. What am I saying? I don't know if Zerg players can have retirement funds. But he definitely has enough money to break to 6. This is really where the deciding factor of this game is whether or not Radley can hold on to the 6 and slowly whittle down Bakuryu's mineral bank. Oh, if the vessel will fall though. No, Radley can't afford to lose any units. He must keep each unit alive. He's actually has quite a bit of tanks and glides here. But you can only figure out a way to move him down to his 6 o'clock base. I'm wondering what is the Bakuryu decision making going on right now. Why hasn't he cleaned out this top part of the map? Who knows? Only he knows what he's doing. Oh, look at this though. Here comes the Queens. Oh, nice cloning there by Ray. Getting a bunch of tanks here. Only one tank left here. This might get the signal for Bakuryu to push himself. Get his Hydra up this ramp here. Looks like the Hydras are going to start to move in right now. I like this coming in from Bakuryu. Just waiting for the Queens to do their work. Now it's time for the Hydras to do their work. Here comes the Overlords. Going to buffer for the Hydras here in case the collides misfire. And finally, will we see this game be over? Will this be GG? This command center is being lifted here. The Hydra Link army is cleaning up the rest of the stuff here at the 6 o'clock base. Still no GG just yet. Radley, please. And finally, the 6 o'clock does go down. Bakuryu sending a drone, maybe? He could definitely take that 6 o'clock for himself now that he has full control of it. You know, get some mining for himself here. But more importantly, just drain Radley out of any potential mining. But here comes the army that Radley's building up out of the factories on the top side of the map. Oh, it's going to be pretty dangerous here. Radley needs to make sure he sieges up properly and does not let his tanks caught off guard, caught unsieged. Bunch of Zerg here and Overlords protecting the 6 o'clock. And of course the Hydras. Oh man, 52 minutes into this game already. How much longer can we really go on? How much longer can we go on? What a game this has been. What a game this has been. Radley still trying his best and his hardest to fight. He's fighting as much as he can. He has his main army. He's going to float to his command center from his natural back to the 6. Meanwhile, Baku is actually supply capped, interestingly enough. He doesn't want to make sure he overproduces too many units that he can't make quite use of. Because he has no mining either. Oh man. The tanks are now slowly sieging up here. Baku's going to say no. I think what Baku should do is just clean up the top side of the map. Just get rid of those factories. That's the most important part for him. Look at this though. The Goliaths and the tanks are chasing away these Hydras. But Radley, he needs to take the 6 for himself. He needs to make sure Baku doesn't get an opportunity to take it back. Look at this. Okay. Alright, alright. Irradiate onto the Overlord instead of the Defiler. Must have been a misclick there by Radley. Unfortunately. You know, it really is anyone's game at this point. You can see here that Baku used to have 10k minerals. Now he's only down to 1700 minerals. That's the big problem for him. And he needs to. The only thing that really has going for himself is actually his queens, if he managed to keep any alive. Meanwhile, Radley has no minerals, so he can't build anything. This is really all he has. He only has like maybe 2 SCVs at most. Okay, he has a couple SCVs, so that will give him some mining for himself. Random Lurker does spawn here. And let's see this. Can Radley hold his 6? This is really everything about it, but look at this though. Bakuryu has quite a sizable army. Now I'm thinking about it, I don't think Radley can hold. This is pretty scary. This is pretty scary. Oh, nice irradiate onto the queens though. That's a great way for Radley to start his defense of the 6. Irradiate the queens, just let him die off. That way his tank can stay protected. 150 supply against 76. Bakuryu does have twice the army size, but he does have to fight his way up this choke point. He's going to have to deal with all these tanks here on the low ground and the high ground as well. So it's still a very hard position for Bakuryu to attack, even if he does have the army advantage. And there's no way that Radley's really going to move himself out of the 6 o'clock base. You know, Bakuryu might just be waiting for queens to... Whatever queens he has available, if I can find them. Can we find these queens? No, there's no queens. There's that random ultra still alive around, but... Ah, here are the queens. They get irradiated once again. That's the problem though. Every time the queens get irradiated, they're going to just die off, and this gives Radley an even better chance to defend his 6. And looks like he's floating over this back. Actually, like this already. Radley's actually floating to his factory though. He's gonna wall off the 6. He actually might just have a stalemate here, surprisingly enough. Because Bakuryu still has to work his way up this ramp. That's the big problem here. And he has, look at this. Radley has all these siege tanks. Looks like Bakuryu's gonna go for the counterattack. He's gonna get an engineering pay. Where are Radley's vessels? Did he lose them all? Oh, they got parasited. All right. So this actually gives Bakuryu some important vision of Radley's army count. Oh, look at this though. The queen dying a heroic death, but actually netting themselves a couple more tank kills. Very important tank kills here. It's going to give Bakuryu now an opportunity to figure out how he wants to attack this position. So where's the parasited vessels? Oh, they're here. So they're not on top of the 6, but Bakuryu knows that he can definitely clean up this part of the map right now. Just get rid of these buildings. Just let Larry know the only thing he has working for himself is this ramp and this ramp. And I think what Radley should do is actually... No, Radley, no! You should have put your factory here, just lifted it, and try to block off the ramp a little bit. Bakuryu actually finally going to clean up this base here. Bakuryu. Okay, so Bakuryu cleans up this bottom side of the map. The sea tank's a little bit in range of the Hydras, but U88 going on top of this Hydras. Both players working off of really no mining. But Radley actually still being able to produce some units here. And these two vultures actually somehow making their way into the middle of the map. Going to kill off the very important drones of Bakuryu. Actually, some very clutch drone kills. Less drones for Bakuryu to mine from. Look at this though. 3 more queens coming in right now. They can definitely get 3 more siege tank kills. Now Bakuryu is slowly but surely whittling this army at the 6 down. Oh man, who will win this engagement? Will there even be a big engagement? We're 58 minutes into this game. I can't believe it. My Sunday is just going very fast away here. What will happen? What a game this has been. What a game. Finally, the last factory of floating factory has been done. And I really hope that Bradley just placed it out at his inside his 6 o'clock base just to wall off. Look at this though. Bakuryu sending some Hydras to their death. I don't know if this is a good idea. He has no mining, no minerals for himself. Oh man. What a game this has been. Okay, repair onto the vessel. Very important. Bakuryu still has 2 defilers here and a bunch of Hydras, so both players really are just mined out, and Bakuryu's really just waiting for queens. Here comes the next wave of the queen attacks. Let's see how many vessels, how many tanks they can get this time. 2 tanks go down. Only 2 though, losing 5 queens. Oh, 3 queens in that process. Quite a bit of a dive there for Bakuryu, but every tank that gets killed is definitely worth it. Now Bakuryu knows that he can just get maybe 2 more tanks. He can definitely push himself into the 6 o'clock base and just win the game. You know, Bakuryu is playing this pretty safely. Radley knows this. But there... Oh, Queen had no energy? It didn't get a Broodling off. Look at this though, Radley does have some units at the main. Bunch of tanks and Goliaths. Look at this though, here comes the Queens once again. Are they going to snipe more? Alright, 1 more tank does go down. Can you get another one, Bakuryu? No, that second Broodling does not go off, surprisingly enough. He will Broodling a Goliath just to save that Queen from letting this energy get wasted. And look at this though, this is going to get Bakuryu the attack signal. The time is ripe. Will we finally have the game end here? Here comes the Hydras. And the Dark Swarm to give protection for the Hydras, but here there are still 4 tanks alive. Look at it, the Hydras are marching in right now. If they can get themselves to the tank line, this might just be GG. This 6 o'clock will finally get reclaimed by Bakuryu. And Bakuryu finally takes the 6 down. But Radley, that gave Radley enough time to rebuild a sizable army. You know, this is really all Bakuryu has to work with. He's going to have to long distance mine with these drones just to give himself something to work with. And Radley has a random dropship. A 1 hour, 2 minute dropship. Tanks and Goliaths charging across. Surprisingly enough, even one Scourge actually got the hit off. Wow. I can't believe it. Yeah, I really don't see how Radley can win now. Having Goliath only is not going to help against the Hydra-centric army of Bakuryu. These 2 tanks have to be like the best 2 tanks in the history of Brood War. What was happening here? Oh, look, will this be the final engagement? Here comes the Hydra charging in right now. The tanks are going to siege it up here, but the Goliaths are backing off here. They need to provide support, and there's a Dark Swarm on the top of the main grouping of the Hydras. But only the splash damage can really damage it, and Radley's army will get decimated. And the backstab ultra and the plague on top of it, and GG! GG! Finally! Woo! 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 52nd, and that's just only game number 1, ladies and gentlemen. Only game number 1. Wow. I'm going to have to take a quick little break here. Whew. What a crazy game. What a crazy game. All right.